that you can see the glacier on the top, and you see the glaciers are here at the top, and the glaciers form these lakes. And when you go to this one, you'll find that the glaciers here, 1780 was here, and in 2001 is here. These are the photos taken by the satellite photos. So what this shows that is glaciers are receding, they are going back in size, slowly coming down. The same way, the area taken by the glaciers, you can see here in 1974, all this, and going back to 1999, you see how much. The decrease, they say that these are going down at a rate of 5% per year. At this rate, they believe that in the next 50 years, more than 70% of the glaciers will disappear and the lakes will increase. Let's go to the next one. Can you do that thing? Yeah. Oh, you missed that one. Two. Go back to the other one. Two. What this does is this shows you the dramatic effect of when the flood comes. How does the flood come? You see here, this is the one. These are the lakes, and when the water melts, what happens when the water melts? All this water comes gushing, and then the walls of the lake are destroyed. If there's a dam, they are destroyed. Then all this comes up, and these are the ones that washes villages, bridges, roads, all the infrastructure of the transportation, and the villages are wiped out. And these are serious things for Nepal, because these things are happening, and the satellite pictures show that these things are happening at a much higher rate. The other dramatic photo, the same like other one. The other photo was almost the same one, but for time's sake, can you get to that one? Otherwise, I'll just go to the other one.
Next one.
The same one. Next other one. Not that one. This another one. But the other one shows much more dramatically that once the water goes to the plain, how does it just take all the lands for miles and miles? How does it take the soil, crops, everything? It takes to that. That's what the other picture shows. Not this one, the second one. But anyway, let's go to the. Oh, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Thank you. You see that this one, the wall of the lake has burst down, and all the water is coming gushing, and this is the flood that will take all the villages on the way, the cars, the roads, bridges, everything. So it's very important for Nepal, from that perspective, to start monitoring these things, because we've got to know where it's coming, and that can be shown by the satellite monitoring photos, so that we can take precaution and move the villages, move the people out, because at least we can save the people. Now let's go to the next one. Maybe we got a message. Okay. Let's go to the next one. So in this one, to summarize, what happens is in Nepal, high temperatures rise, and since the 1970s, the average temperature in Nepal is rising very high, very high. And at this rate, you can see that from 1 degree Fahrenheit, it's increasing at the rate of 1 degree Fahrenheit, and at this rate, it will go very, very fast. And at the Mount Everest area, retreating glacier, you saw that in the photos that glaciers were decreasing, going back and back. That will happen, and just like this, in the Khumbu Glacier, it has gone back as much as 3 miles in the last 50 years. And as the industrialization progresses, the rate of receding of the glaciers will accelerate much, much faster. Let's go to the other let's go to the other one, the time. So in other words, let's go to the other one because let's not, because of the time effect. Now, what are the things we can do? First thing is, we need to start monitoring these glaciers and monitoring these lakes so that at least we have early warning system. Just like, in the atomic bombs, we have early warning system. We've got to have early warning system on these floods also, so we can at least move our villages in time and save a lot of lives. And the other one is, at the current moment, the carbon dioxide is measured at 380 parts per million. Now there's a big debate between industrialized countries and non-industrialized at what we should go. The target is to go to 450, so they are not saying they'll cut it down. They are only saying is the rate of increase of carbon dioxide will go down, but the real rate of growth will not go down. So in other words, it's going to get worse. Only how worse is open to discussion, and there are a lot of political factors going there. And this is the one where we, the public, can make a difference. We can write to our congressmen and senators saying, look, this is not the time to play numbers game. This is a question of life of people. We must take some concrete actions. And the other thing is, every country, developing country, there's a lot of deforestation. We are cutting down trees. You heard in Brazil, we are cutting down trees at the rate of 5,000 acres per day. Anytime you cut down the trees are the ones which have the carbon dioxide. So once they have the carbon dioxide, the level of carbon dioxide going up in the air goes down. So once we start cutting down trees, it's almost like burning more. So the carbon dioxide going up and high temps going up. So we must start cut down on the cutting of the trees, and we got to start deforestation program everywhere. We cannot have naked hills in Nepal. Because Nepalese people also must do something. They have to stop cutting the trees, they have to find alternate source of fuel, and they have to do that one. Then they can appeal to other countries, say, help us. But if we don't do something on ourselves, when asking others, nothing's going to happen. And then the planned urbanization, we've got to have urbanization very well planned. Because just mindless development of urbanization is going to take a lot of resources. That means burning a lot of fuels. And once you burn a lot of fossil fuels, that's what the climate change. Now to conclude, there is no question that Earth is warming up. There's no question. Snows are melting. And because of that one, plants and animals all are changing. And the river flooding of the rivers are happening, and it's going to happen more often. And seaward forms will happen. And the islands and the low-lying lands are submerged, like in Nepal, tapus are going to disappear. In Bangladesh, a lot of the parts of the countries are going to disappear. A lot of villages are going to disappear in Bangladesh because they are low-lying. The same thing in the Pacific Ocean, a lot of countries are going to disappear. And so, the only thing is to debate is how can we slow down the rate of growth so that we can survive. And if we don't do this one, in the next 50 years, maybe I may not be here, but my children will not be able to say Mount Everest is the tallest mountain. They may not be able to say that one. We don't take action because there might not be Mount Everest because all the snow will melt. So take it seriously. Again, thank you very much for your attention. It was a great honor and privilege for me to speak. It was a great honor for me to be in the same area like Mr. Sherpa, who has accomplished so much. So I really think it's a big privilege for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kargi, for your insightful presentation. We only have a few other speakers, so I promise you it's going to be a short one. And now I'd like to invite Mr. David Sullivan to say a few words.
Well, good afternoon once again, everybody. I apologize about my voice. I've been a little bit under the weather. But anyhow, just to keep things, keep things fairly short, I'm with M&T Bank, and we are a community-focused bank, and we love to give back and work in our communities. And I feel like we've been able to do that, and just in the relationship, the personal one that I've had with Ryan and his family and everybody here has been great, being a part of the community. I think going to the mission that everybody's been talking about today, what can we really do? Well, number one, we can get to know each other better within the communities, work together, recycle, do everything possible, because what's going to make a difference? It's not pointing to other places across the U.S. or across the world and saying, well, they're going to do it, or someone else is going to take this and run with it. It's what we can do here as a community together. And I truly believe that, and hope that this inspired everybody, as it did with me, to continue to work and grow within our community. So thanks for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for the invitation. It's been an honor and a privilege, and thanks again.
Thank you, David. Before I invite His Excellency Dr. Shankar Sharma, I would like to say I'd like to thank all the journalists here, especially Vishwa Parikrama, Govindaji, Nepal Mothers, Ram Prasadji, DC Nepal. I know DC Nepal is here somewhere. Thank you so much for spreading the news about the program today. Now I'd like to invite today's chief guest, Dr. Shankar Sharma, who has he's been here in a short period, but has come to Baltimore many times to interact with the Nepalese and the local American citizens here. I would like to hear from His Excellency Dr. Sharma.
Thank you, Chrissy. Namaste and good afternoon, everybody, distinguished guests and friends. First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. A.C. Sherpa for his achievements, especially in the areas of climbing 7 summits in 42 climbing days, as well as being the Goodwill Ambassador for Nepal Tourism Year 2011. It's not only that, I also would like to congratulate him for linking what he has been achieved for the last several years with the welfare and the climate change issues of Nepal and globally. His foundation, 7 Summits Foundation, he has an objective of doing some activities, especially in the area of health and education in Nepal and global climate change area globally, worldwide, to make aware people of what can be done and how it can be prevented and how it can be adopted. Talking about health and education in Nepal, I think he highlighted a number of things that we have to do in Nepal. There has been tremendous improvement in the area of health and educational indicators in Nepal over the last 20 years. Nepal has been singled out as one of the top 5 achievers in the area of improving health and educational indicators in the recent UN and World Bank reports. But despite that, there are problems in countries like Nepal. Number one, the level of these indicators were very low in the first place. So despite the rapid progress, these indicators, we need to still improve a lot in these areas. And the second is due to the topography of Nepal, the mountainous region, difficult to go from one place to another, as Mr. Sherpa was mentioning. I was working in Maldives also for a while as a consultant. It's similar to Maldives. I think there are parallels between Maldives, which is a island country, and Nepal, for the reason that it's very difficult to go from one place to another in Nepal, but equally difficult in Maldives to go from one island to another island because of the problem of transportation. So when I went to Maldives, they were also having similar kind of problems. Several thousand islands, but they cannot develop the infrastructure in all the places. I think that is what the problem of Nepal is all about. So I think what he's trying to do, focusing on the local areas, some villages in Solokhombo, is a great job to do in Nepal. Nepal, I think, just to mention about some of the indicators, I would like to highlight one, universal primary education to all in Nepal. I think we can achieve 100%. That's the target of MDG by 2015. The problem is isolation of some of the villages. Otherwise, improvement has been very significant. Talking about climate change, I think two experts, Dr. Karkis, they have already mentioned about the climate change and its issues, how it is caused, what are some of the things that we need to do. I think Nepal is also aware of many of these activities. Nepal is also doing a couple of things in the areas of both prevention of the impact, the negative impact of the climate change, as well as the adoption of it. There is one word called NAPA. Nepal has also prepared NAPA, that's a National Action Plan for Adoption. Because there is so much you can do, there is so much countries like Nepal can do in preventing the negative impact of climate change. But you can do a lot of things in the adoption areas. As for example, Dr. Karki was mentioning about the problem in the health, the problem in food shortage and agriculture, the problem in flood, the problem in the depletion of the freshwater stock in the whole area, the whole region, South Asia and China. So there are a number of things that Nepal is also trying to do. Nepal has prepared and finalized this document called NAPA, that's the Action Plan for Adoption. Now it's in the implementation phase. In terms of prevention, I don't want to go into details about that. There are few things that can be done locally. There are certain things that can be done regionally, like the acid rain. There are many things that has to be done at the global level. So I think we need to participate and be active in all those areas to have the impact in the climate change sector. The third issue Mr. Sherpa was mentioning about was the continuation of Nepal tourism year. I'm very pleased. I think you also know that the tourists going to Nepal has increased significantly in 2010. Talking about American tourists going to Nepal, it increased by 18.9% in 2010. US has jumped to second position in the source of tourists sending to Nepal from the third position in 2009. In 2009, US used to be number 3 after India and UK. Now US has become number 2. This is very good news for all of us. Number of organizations, National Geographic as well as CNN, they have identified Nepal as one of the best, not only one of the best adventurous destination in the world. There are a number of other magazines, like the recent magazine called Outdoor. It has featured Nepal as one of the best tourist destination for excursion as well as mountaineering and trekking. So there are a number of publications these days, CNN, BBC, magazines that are promoting Nepal in the areas of tourism. Very good news from all of us who are staying in Nepal. I think it's your contribution to promoting Nepal in the United States that has helped Nepal very much. Last January, the number of American tourists going to Nepal increased by 27%. Another good news for Nepal, especially from the United States. Nepal Tourism Year 2011 will be continued. Even if there is a change in the government, change in the ministry, or change in the minister, it will continue and probably will do even in a more rigorous way. I think this is your contribution too. We are ready to work with you. You have been also identified and have been nominated as the Goodwill Ambassador from Nepal. Whatever we can do from our perspective in the United States, we all have to do, and we'll really cooperate, and then would like to work with you. Thank you so much. I'm really proud to be the part of this program today, organized by BANA and 7 Summits Foundation. Thank you so much.